So my name is Piotr. I'm a junior developer, that's important. And tonight I'll present you a talk on the subject of what the hell is Hasura. So that very question I asked myself when I first heard about it. And after a little bit of research, the results were that Hasura is I'm guessing I'm pronouncing it right, is an out-of-the-box GraphQL server which sits between your front end and your data. Data is in a Postgres database, and you access your data using Hasura's API, which in the end makes it a backend as a service. So you can be a front-end developer like me and have a full stackish experience when developing apps. And this could be it, but I really would like you to have the full experience of my presentations. So I will be showcasing some app, also Hasura itself. And please have in mind that what you're about to witness is going to be a pinnacle of improvisation or at top, because I had zero time to prepare or to rehearse. So let's go. This is the official Hasura documentation. I hope you're seeing this in good enough resolution, and the text is not too small. If it is, just give me a sign. I don't know, call me. Myself, as a junior developer, I wanted to have the most essential experience with Hasura without looking all over internet on how to implement it. So I checked the documentation, and surprise, surprise, there's a one-click deployment on Heroku. Hasura, Heroku, I don't know what about you, but I can see a pattern. Okay, so what this does, is basically a step-by-step deployment or implementation of Hasura engine on your Heroku account. I'm not gonna do this right now because I have a pretty bad luck at live anything. So let's move on to a project I set up. So this is a Hasura on Heroku. I'm using a Heroku Postgres resource, and what it does, it actually spins up a Hasura graphical user interface with your own resources. So it's over here. It takes a while, and we're in the Hasura. So just as a reminder, we set up a Hasura GraphQL server on Heroku, and now we are checking it out. So over here we have a GraphQL playground. We can check out our queries. We have a tab for the data where we can create our database, put it, insert the data using a graphical interface. So here's a table I prepared. It's a table named movies. It has defined schema or fields in this database table. It's currently empty, but please be patient. It's going to be populated soon enough. We also, and that's actually enough for a basic implementation. We also have actions which will enable us to do some business logic, like validation or data massaging, I guess, on our data, which is more suitable for more professional solutions. We have remote schemas, which is a way to utilize your already existing GraphQL services, or maybe implementing some payment APIs, as this nice graph shows, and also events, which is events which are triggered by a particular action on your data, like inserting or updating, deleting your data. And for the sake of this presentation, I only use the first two tabs. The last three is also it's still something to be discovered by me, so I encourage you to do it yourself. And what else? Okay, let's check out the code, because I have an app. It is the app is made using Nuxt.js, and it's a very rudimentary movie database. So it's all in one component, so no fancy architecture over here, sorry. Or maybe this is the fanciest architecture, because junior developers write complicated code and senior developers write simple code. And this is simple, ergo this makes me Okay, enough with that off topic. So this is the template. All this over verbose classes are Tailwind CSS classes, so don't mind them. But the cool stuff happens over here below when we go to our script part of the component, because we are using Apollo to handle the GraphQL queries. We have a query for reading the data. We have a query for writing the data or mutating and removing the data, as well as something for subscribing to the data, subscription for a change in data. So everything is over here. And also the part responsible for the third-party API I'm using for the data gathering of the movie database. So, and if you see something which is if you see something in this code which might be a surprise for you, please have in mind that this code is 6 months old. For me, it's also a surprise. Okay, enough about the code. Let's check the app itself. Okay, it's, as I told you, it's very simple. You can check it out yourself if you can see the URL on the top. So let's find a movie, because it basically grabs a movie from the third-party API and puts it in our Hasura GraphQL server Postgres database. So do we have a movie in mind? Let's put inside my favorite movie. So let's check it out, how it looks like. Oh boy, it appears that it's not the only movie. There's more than one movie called Matrix, and apparently this is higher up in the order of movies, this particular open movie database. Okay. Let's search for another one. Something maybe more action-like. Okay. Oh boy. Rare book dealer Joe and Garda take a summertime haunt John the seashore. It doesn't seem like the Fast and Furious I was hoping for. Okay, one more time. Bear with me. Some icon of a movie, which will certainly pop up correctly. Oh yeah. Okay, so enough with the app. This is just front end. It can be anything. So let me show you something which will display to you the advantage of this solution, which is speed. For me, the speed was very impressive. So let's go to the data part, check out the movies. Let's do something like this, and over here something like this. Okay, I'm about to edit by hand the record for the movie poster over here. So let's edit the Fast and Furious. The poster is over here. So let's put inside this particular image I had in my clipboard. Totally random image. Okay, and now 3, 2, 1. It's over here. So, well, for me, it was very fast. Maybe for you, it's not so impressive. For me, it was. So, actually, this is basically it. But do you remember the part when I told you about that this code is so old and I barely recognized it? Well, fortunately, I made notes 6 months ago, and they are available in a. Oops. They are available on my blog of sorts, and so you can check it out and try to recreate all that stuff. And do I have anything to add? Well, certainly with my presentation, we will be able to catch up with the schedule because it is very short. So maybe conclusions. Okay, to conclude, Hasura is a pretty great solution to create your own backend of implementation when you don't know how to backend. Me myself, I thought I knew how to make some CRUD app in Node.js, but it took me weeks, even months, just to finish all the letters in the CRUD acronym. And with Hasura, I obtained the same results in a matter of, I don't know, 3 days. And I was being lazy. So is it production ready? Well, I don't know. It certainly has solutions for some professional, serious business stuff, like those actions or events or remote schemas, and it also has authentication, which I didn't implement myself. And well, to answer that question, I think you would have to do your own research because this presentation was going to be unopinionated, but okay, Hasura is great. Yeah, that's about it about the unopinionated presentation. And thank you very much.